Do you wanna tell us about the Taylor Swift article that you wrote, because it has to do with feminism?
Yeah, so she's changing the lyrics of some of her old songs.
You can stay. You can stay.
Are you a Swiftie?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, she changed lyrics to a song.
She's lying.
No, I'm a Swiftie.
Okay, you're a Swiftie.
I feel like I've been up here a while. Maybe I'll pop back in later.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go see if there's any like leftover soggy French fries.
I know, right? I have some.
And
I'm gonna eat mine
I'll
later.
see you guys in a bit.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's changing some of the lyrics to her old songs because they've been deemed problematic
That's
to
the dumbest
modern
thing ever.
sensitivities.
That sucks. I hate that.
Yes.
What are they changing?
Well, she's re-releasing her 2010 album Speak Now, her Taylor's version that's not been stolen by meanie Scooter Braun. And
I love Scooter Braun.
On that album is a song called Better Than Revenge, which is just classic Taylor Swift. She's the crazy ex-girlfriend. She's tearing into the girl that stole her boyfriend from her.
Yeah.
And it has a lyric in it that is not very girl power. She said, "She's not a saint and she's not what you think. She's an actress. She's better known for the things that she does on the mattress." And people have searched up these lyrics on Apple Music to see if her new version of the song comes up, and only the old version comes up in the search engine. So the rumors are swirling that she has taken out this lyric to be more feminist or to scrub her, problematic past.
Imagine being an artist in today's world where the culture changes so fast that like stuff you did like a year ago is now problematic, and you just got to it's actually kind of a boon for the people who get to work on your art. So it's like you got to remaster the track every few years, so you're keeping that guy working.
You know what I do, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Imagine being an artist.
Well,
I can imagine it.
She's not remastering her music so that she can own it. She's remastering it so she can go back and change history.
Yep. Well.
And then another song of hers called Picture to Burn had a lyric that was deemed homophobic back in the day.
Why?
She put it out in 2008, and as you can imagine, the culture was at a different point back then. Here's the lyric. So go and tell your friends that I'm obsessive and crazy. That's fine. I'll tell mine that you're gay.
Ooh, wow. That's pretty spicy for her.
Yeah, it is spicy, but I wouldn't call it homophobic. It's just some of her fans, I guess more of the Gen Z fans, didn't take kindly to that.
It was a different time. That was a very common thing for people to make jokes of back in the day.
The phrase "it was a different
also
time" works like if you're talking about the 90s, but does it
No,
really work?
it definitely still works in 2008.
I can't
for sure.
believe that.
Yeah, it was way more like passe to like call someone gay in
Katy
a pejorative
Perry.
way.
Katy Perry had the song, right?
You're so gay.
Yeah, that was there's a $20 super chat
Still
there
on
from
Spotify, by the way.
$20 super chat there from Christmas loving engineer. I love Christmas too.
Happy 400th episode, dropping in to show some support. Looking forward to listening to the stream while I work overtime this weekend.
Well, it's going to be there's going to be a lot of material there to listen to.
Yes.
Yes.
And she released a censored version of Picture to Burn where she's just replaced that with "That's fine, you won't mind if I say."
I watched The Girl Next Door last weekend, and they say a couple of F slurs that you just wouldn't say now. And it's like, because these are not bad guy characters. These are like the good guy. Like, I mean, not the good guys, but these are the protagonists per se in the movie. And that word just gets dropped in there like nobody cared, because nobody cared back in 2004.
Nobody cared up until like 2013 even.
Yeah, I was gonna say
when like bro culture died, that was the end of humor.
Like attack I saw for it was that. Do you remember the video of Shia LaBeouf?
Oh,
like
there's
somebody.
Go ahead. After
there's
that,
somebody who
Gaming Gears.
recorded them, like Shia LaBeouf hanging out with his friends, and he called one of his friends an F slur.
Okay.
And I was like, and it was huge news. Like everybody I worked with was outraged. It was like 2013.
The first time that anyone that I realized that it was going to be an issue was like 2010 or 11 or something like that. And a friend of mine, kid that was working for us, he was our merch kid, I wrote something on his Facebook wall, and I used the F slur.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, don't write that stuff on my wall." And I'm like, "So you're fine with like other swears, but that one has a problem?" And he's like, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, all right, if that's a problem."
That was
but
like 2013?
I want to say like 2010, 2011.
I think all of the NPCs just had a software update where they were like, it's not okay to say gay anymore.
Because
it's an insult.
in 2005, there's a DVD scroll out there called Sounds of the Underground that we were on. It was a tour in 2005. I dropped that that word more than once in that. I've said that word a lot of times and got people really heated for saying it. I was like, I'm not letting this go.
I mean, if gay people can call women bitches, why can't we say the F slur?
Just because
only
It's
fair,
also
right?
like, I remember the Wanda Sykes commercial that came out was like, "Gay is not an insult." And like, what would you say if I said this thing is so Miranda? And I was like, but your name's Wanda. Like, but it's like insults are relative. Like, Bears fan is not an insult, but it is if you're a Packers fan. Like, if you're gonna call somebody something, it's like if you're not.
There's a $20 super
matters.
chair there
Yes.
from Gaming Gears we missed.
Oh, sorry. He said, it kind of sucks that this Crisis Party sound is so good because no other sound will ever meet expectations. Oh, look, I still have more characters to type. Well, subscribe to Loading Gears for long video game lore series.
Awesome, man. Thank you. And I caught, thank you for reminding, I didn't catch it there. He left a comment there down there. I wanted to make sure we got to that one. And yes, I don't know if there's going to be a better one than the one we have. So I'm going to have to like add little bits to it, but keep the body of that Crisis Party the same.
What I noticed was the one term that I didn't see getting called out was the slur that is 2 words, CS. If you can follow me, it's an action you do. Blinker.
Yeah.
And I was
That
like, I
didn't-
still no, like that's still fair game in YouTube. And
Oh,
like,
it kind of
Yeah.
is, huh?
Yeah.
Like you're not really like, it's because it's an action and not an identity.
Well, it's about
Everyone
power
knows
dynamic.
that when
Power.
you called someone gay as a pejorative, it wasn't like literally you're a homosexual.
Yeah, everyone knows that the context matters, and everyone, even people that say that context doesn't matter, they're lying to you, because if you say the N-word around them, they're gonna freak out, but they'll hear people saying the N-word on a song, and it doesn't faze them. If it wasn't context based, if context did not matter, the people saying it in the song would offend them just as much as if someone said it on TV or someone around them.
They claim the only context that does matter is the skin color of the person saying it.
That's still context that matters.
Yeah.
So they'll if they say that context doesn't matter, then they're lying. You know.
What irked me about the Taylor Swift lyric getting changed, if the rumor is true, is that people think that a Taylor Swift lyric from 2010 can set us back to the dark ages
Guys, I just want to make sure
and
that
like
the chat,
reverse the 19th Amendment. And
If only.
if only.
if
yeah.
only it could, I would be all for it if that were the case. But I don't care.
we had a lag in the chat there, guys. I just want to double check and make
the
sure
stream okay?
everything is okay. I just want to double check on everything and make sure that everything's going good. Are we still live? We lagged for a second there, and I had to
I have the
reload.
stream pulled up, and it looks like we're
Okay.
good.
All right, continue.
Okay. Yeah, but it's just like today's cultural obsession with female solidarity, no matter the woman.
But what is
Good for her culture, where a woman can do the most monstrous
Dude,
shit
it's
and
the
you can
video.
celebrate it just because she's a woman.
My favorite is
and
that
the
video.
blind allegiance to people who happen to have a twat, and I have a twat, so that's like I celebrate you. Like
word.
And you have
I
to celebrate
don't-
women in general.
I'm never
all the
gonna
time.
do that.
My favorite is the video where the lady, she's like, if she's independent and she takes care of herself and she pays her bills and just cuts to this video, this guy goes, she's an adult. She's just a regular adult.
She just does
He's
the
like-
things. She actually handles her responsibility as opposed to brushing them off on other people. That is not something to celebrate.
But it's also what it is. It's that sentiment was born out of a time when there was a period where, like, whether it was after divorce, whether if they weren't educated, a time long ago before women outnumbered men at colleges, where it was a feat, an extraordinary feat to get back on your feet after a long period of time. Now they're just saying she went to college and she pays her own bills, and so no.
Or
Arf, 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 arf.
we're supposed to be seal clapping and everything that women do. But like, what annoys me more is that Taylor Swift wrote these lyrics when she was literally in high school and had a stupid, immature spat with another high school girl. And we're supposed to act like this shit doesn't happen in real life to this day?
There's a $20 super chat from Derp Devil. Did we get that one? He was asking whether we
Sorry,
got
did I
that one. He
miss
said
that?
he says Phil, make sure Ian's long hair doesn't shed on you. Did we get to that one? I don't think
Oh
we
no,
got that
I'm
one.
sorry. He also said, subtract my chat donations from Blonding Brett, must resist. Y'all missed my last $20 chat, which started with, hey Phil, do you guys know what you get when you put a dozen West Virginians in a room? A full set of teeth.
Oh.
Ooh.
I have the Derp Devil one from here. It says, Phil, make sure Ian's long hair didn't shed on you or you'll have some splaining to do at home. Good to see Mary in front of the camera again.
Django's
Loved
gonna
her
be
as
upset.
the albino with Count Rugen at the Pit of Despair in The Princess Bride.
Oh, thanks.
You know that imagine making The Princess Bride now. Like now they're going to remake they're doing a
I
continuation
never
of
liked
The
Princess Bride.
Whoa.
Sorry. I know that's not something you're allowed to say, but
That is one of those that you're not like it is one of those
I
things
just
like,
never found it funny, okay? Like,
people who claim to have an open mind, there's certainly a lot of things you're not allowed to either like or dislike.
Yeah, Phil.
Creed is one of those, and Nickelback are one of those things. According to pop culture, you're not allowed to like those things.
I have made actual headlines for my support of Nickelback.
There you go.
And the guys in Nickelback have actually commented on it because I said it on a podcast and they heard that I said it. And
What did they say?
Like, that's cool. Well, I said that Nickelback and Load and Reload era Metallica are very similar sonically and writing style wise. You could take most of the songs off of Load or Reload and put them on a Nickelback record.
Also, guys, Courier626 in the chat says, inconceivable. If you go to IMDb and look something up without internet or it fails, it actually says inconceivable and shows that picture. Just try it. It's great. But yeah, like now Alan Garcia says no Creed, Nickelback, or Trump.
No, see,
I like how
again,
those are in the same category.
well, I mean, it's just like it's trendy people disliking good things.
It's not even about good. It's like it's just society tells you what you're allowed to like or dislike, right? I know people when I say that I believe Batman Begins is a better movie. I like Batman Begins more than The Dark Knight, even if The Dark Knight is a better movie, because I just have more of an attachment to that movie. And people are like, "Oh my God, how is that even possible?" I'm like, because it's my personal preference, and you don't really get a say in that. And that happens all the time on here. People tell you you're only allowed to like certain things. People tell this to people all the time. It's not the way it is. You just have to be willing to tell people to kick rocks and like what you want to like. If Mary doesn't want to like The Princess Bride, then she shan't
that's
do
my
so.
prerogative. Okay?
Exactly.
And I wanted to read some tweets from Swifties who don't support this decision. They said, feminism, girl power, whatever. I don't care. I just want the original song. See how it hurts when the original works that you like are getting changed?
They never get that. It was like when they made the announcement that they were remaking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and a bunch of people were like, people who work at like Jezebel
Up in arms.
and these places were like, why would they race swap Buffy? I'm like, yes. Why would they do that? Why would they? Like, because that's a good question. I don't really care, but at that time I didn't really care about Buffy. But it's at the same time I'm like, look, I'm used to this now. I'm acclimated to the fact that they're going to change everything you've ever loved. But they're not used to it because they're from a generation prior to when all of this stuff was being strip mined. So those people, I thought it would be when Harry Potter gets race swapped. That's when it'll truly hit them. The millennial generation, they'll understand why it's annoying to people when he's an Afro-Latina.
That'll have to be after J.K. Rowling dies, though.
I know, right?
Because she's turfy enough to put her foot down and say no.
She's
Good for
not
you,
happening.
J.K. Rowling.
We also got
Good
one
for
from
you.
Clint that said, imagine making Blazing Saddles now.
Not possible.
The whole
You
cast
can't.
is dead.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait. Is Mel Brooks dead? He's not dead.
No, he's not dead. I stole that joke, sorry.
But yeah, so her fans are not happy about it.
Another one said, Blondie needs to go back to her roots. Feminism can take a walk for 4 minutes. And there are other memes like my feminism evaporating when Better Than Revenge turns
Feminism
on.
is that feminism just goes away as soon as something
as soon
changes.
as a bitch does something I don't like.
As soon as something, as soon as you have to open your own door or whatever.
No, that's the opposite. Like one of the earliest
You get my
signs,
point is what I'm saying, though.
One of the earliest signs I had of how creepy the culture was going was like I was visiting a friend like 10 years ago at the U of M, and this was a decade ago. And I opened the door for I'm not even looking. I'm like looking at my phone. It's like a flip phone, probably. God, I feel old now. It was probably an iPhone. So I hold the door and I'm looking at my phone, and I don't even know who I'm talking or who I'm holding the door for. And the lady just stops, and I look up, and she goes, "Next time you want to hold the door open for a perfectly able-bodied woman, how about you just don't?" and then proceeded to walk by me. So she actually used the door I held open, but made her comment.
And that
on the way.
same woman
Should've
made
kicked her in
you
the ass.
check your duffel bag.
Probably the
at
same
IAC.
bitch at the airport who did that.
You should have kicked
She
her right in the
recognized
ass.
you.
As she walks by, I kick her right in the ass. Get the hell out.
Actually, that's really funny to think about like that. She just hates me.
She's been following you for decades.
That's a way better story, right? But like that was a decade ago, right? So things weren't the way they are now, but it was already turning that way.
I've said this a bunch of times. Things like where we are now started or in the early aughts. I could smell it coming in 2005.
Yeah. Crazy. So yeah, the Swifties, they're happy with they're fair weather feminists.
They
That's
say
what
the
they
same
are.
thing about Misery Business because that's not a
I
feminist girl
can't
power
believe
track.
that's their best
But, like,
song.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Haley Williams stopped performing it for a while for that
Yeah.
exact reason. And it's like, have some integrity in your own work, you know?
Also, it's
your
like-
most popular song for a reason because it resonates with
because
people's
it's good.
experiences and because it's good.
And it was such a benign.
It wasn't
to
even
change.
it wasn't even like offensive.
It was so benign. Like they're
Now
like,
they did go back to performing it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they explained that away. But
and then she's like, I changed my mind.
I
People,
changed my mind. I'm not a feminist anymore.
She's like, I saw the ticket sales, and I was like, maybe I'm not as much of a feminist as I thought I was.
So now she's gonna be touring with Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
she's opening
soon.
for like the whole leg of a tour. She's going to
Yeah.
be opening act for them.
Where is that happening? Because that I really want to go see.
I'm
Especially
pretty
if they're
sure
doing-
it's
if
in
they're
the
doing-
UK, isn't it?
Oh, I'm not
yeah,
going to
so you
England
can't
for
go to
She's
that.
and
but-
Taylor Swift continues to prove herself
I
just
could.
a workhorse. She's like, she's adding more shows
Yeah.
constantly. It's like
Crazy.
I don't
wonder if
think you
she's, like-
could though because Ticketmaster has already given everyone the early access codes. And
Well,
it's
yeah.
like,
I mean, if I'd
they're
have
all
to,
taken now.
I'd probably cost like $50,000.
Yeah.
but-
Justin G says, "Wait, what happened with Misery Business? Do you want to tell him what the lyric was that was changed?"
Well, I mean, I don't know if there was any particular lyric in the song, but it's just, slut shaming this other girl who's
was
trying to
that.
get her boyfriend.
It was like,
and she stole her people steal each other's boyfriends. She stole her boyfriend from this girl and she's tearing into this girl.
I think it was the "Once you're a whore, you're nothing more" part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it that specifically?
yeah.
I mean, the whole song is like that.
The chorus is, I never meant to brag, but I got him where I want him now. It's like the whole thing is just her being like,
It's about herself.
bitch,
not
I
the
stole
guy.
your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine if rappers had to change their lyrics and not make songs about objectifying women.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Double standards.
I'm going to listen to early 90s California gangster rap for the rest of my life. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much you don't like it. And you know what they're not going to do? Go re-record shit and change it.
No. Well, there's that I grew up the same thing. I grew up with all rap music. That was what I listened to growing up, right? So it was at the time I had an interesting discussion with a friend who is far more. He's a progressive, and I'm a liberal. And he's talking about, he's like, look, I was like, when we listen to it, we're listening to it semi-ironically, right? Because what they're talking about doesn't resonate with my life experience growing up. But that was the beauty of what it was at the time, right? It's like your culture, like this music is crossing boundaries in a way that a lot of people didn't think was possible. So when I'm listening to Spice One, or I'm listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, or I'm listening to Tupac, I could probably sing all the lyrics from All Eyes on Me, disc 1 and 2, word for word if I had to. And that type of ability to connect with somebody else's life experience is rare. So to have that and then be told like you're not supposed to like it because it doesn't resonate with your own life experience, I'm like, that's not the point. The point should be that that he's able to reach out and explain what has gone on in his life, what he's experienced to people that don't understand it. Otherwise, you're just preaching to the choir. And it's weird to me that people want you to then go back and sanitize the things that you've made for the sake of other people's emotions. It's crazy.
It fits right in with the way that the modern sensibilities are, in my opinion.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.